Hey peeps, what's up? It's me, Nessie. So, I'm back from hiatus, and the reason I have not been online is because I've been pretty much inactive, you see. It's due to school, and I've been finishing my education, and it's now holidays, and a couple of weeks later I will be going back to hiatus. Or maybe I will be back, who knows. But anyway, I will be doing an overview of SN8's launch. Yes, I am a bit late, and the reason to that is I said it before. But anyway, the stream is currently lagging because it's being stupid. But anyway, I want to skip ahead a little bit. I don't want to spoil the fun, yeah? We don't want to spoil the fun, yeah? But anyway, it's venting right now, so as we speak, we could talk about Starship and its future, perhaps. But I'm not sure. But anyway, SN.
T-minus 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute left, and Starship currently is going to have two configurations of its rockets. It's either going to be a multi-staged rocket, meaning it has a vehicle called Super Heavy that's assisting it to its way to space. And two, there's single stage, meaning it's just the rocket, the rocket itself. And these two configurations, these two configurations are basically used either for lifting the rocket up in different planets, basically. The single stage is used for less gravity, and the second stage is used for more thrust, because there's more gravity pulling it down, you see.
8, 7,
But anyway,
6,
it's much.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
And ignition.
0. We have liftoff.
So back to what I was saying. There's two different kinds of configurations this Starship might have, in my opinion. And I think that Starship will use a single stage rocket. But I can be wrong. But are they both reusable? Yes, unlike the Falcon. The second stage is not reusable on the Falcon 9 or Heavy, I think, because the second stage booster is hard to recover, I suppose. But the first stage, yeah, recoverable. But Starship seeks to wreck the Falcon. It seeks to wreck the Falcon 9. It seeks to basically diss it. And that's what they're doing. They're designing a new rocket system. And we can see the engines gimbling as we speak to stabilize itself. Maybe try not to change course. Maybe. I'm late as usually. I've been making Phantom Forces videos and stuff like that, but now I'm going to change the subject into space and rocketry. I've been recording this video again and again because I was trying to say something better. Because, you know, I'm currently warming up. But anyway, we can see the rocket gimbling. Sorry, not the rocket. It's the engine gimbling away from these two so that they can make space. And we can see there's a fire going on, which is... yeah. I think the insulation has just been burned off, but it's fine. Everything is nominal. And I think it's shutting off, and it's also not at full thrust, to not shoot above the altitude limit. Sorry, not attitude, altitude. They don't want to shoot way past it, otherwise it wouldn't be good. But anyway, this can go very far, I think. But for those who want a heads up, Starship, SN8 or Starship, you could call it both, I thought they would be aborting a second time due to a range violation, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It literally just launched today. Sorry, not today. It launched at the same time. It just got postponed. Not today. Sorry. Anyway. To, yeah, we can see now that it's skimming away again. Engine cut off. And now the engine is now trying to stabilize, which is already doing fantastically. And it's going against the wind because the plumes of gas is escaping out of the vent and flying against the wind. And also, the jet of fire coming out of the engine is becoming more dim, and that's because of the lack of air. Basically, the air is more thin up there. It's pretty high in the sky. I don't know how high it is. It's supposed to be a high altitude flight test, and it's definitely not a hop. It's a flight, in my opinion. I've watched the stream a lot, but anyway, let's just yeah, hanging off. Okay, soon the engine will cut off because we can see this. This is an indicator of the engine shutting off because it's a oh yeah, there we go. The flap is going up, and the RCS thrusters, the reaction control system, is currently aligning the rocket with the help of the with the help of the reaction control system and the flaps. They can readjust the rocket orientation to a belly flop maneuver. That's what I meant to say. So now that RCS thrusters are they're not firing anymore. Everything is pretty much silent. All the engines are cut off. But it's currently free falling right now. And it's going quite slowly as we speak. And also, this was not recorded prior to that day. It was after many weeks. I think it was like many days after. So yes, that's why I'm said I was late. So this is not a I'm not reacting to a stream. This is previous. I'm not exactly sure when it got postponed, when it was aborted, when sorry, not aborted, when I thought it was going to be aborted, it was postponed instead. But of course, it wasn't aborted because otherwise it would have shown that it will be aborted. And I think it was a Cessna that was in the range of violation, I think. But anyway, look at this! It's like insanely slow. I'm looking at the back flaps right now. Okay, now it's gambling. And now it's firing. And unfortunately, we see this green flame coming out of the engine. And that's because the engine is destroying itself. Because there is a chemical reaction going on in the engine where the fuel is getting more air-rich. And why is it getting more air-rich? That's because there is not enough pressure in the methane header tank to make sure these engines have been firing optimally, but they destroy themselves instead in the process. That's what it basically means. And I think it's due to copper or something like that. Yeah, it's burning copper out of the engine, spitting out its insides and green flame of death. And people call it the green flame of death, basically. It's like a new nickname the community has given it. But let's continue watching. And spectacular. This is what I call a successful failure, because SN8 crushed all expectations. It was just this landing they had to nail, and they almost did it. They just weren't fast enough to slow down, and that's because of the green flame of death, presumably. And I'll be showing you where the header tank is. Yeah? But first, I'm going to show you guys this. Yeah, there was some small and minimal damage to the tent. And I don't think it's wise to put a tent near a launch site where a prototype could explode at any time. That's just completely unwise. But anyway, in my opinion though, many share my opinion as well. Even Felix, I think, from what about it does too. Maybe. And Starhopper brings me a lot of memories. This is the first first single-stage rocket I've ever seen. And then there has been some SN8 and SN2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. All that. I've seen all of those. But two particular interesting things. One, SN1 failed the cryo test. That was unfortunate. But it doesn't matter. Things moved on anyway. 2. SN4 exploded into a fiery explosion. And basically what's happened is that it failed to... Well, it ignited, but it ended up blowing up the entire rocket. And SN4 pretty much blew up. But SpaceX was smart to not fill it up all the way, because otherwise the explosion would have would have been more catastrophic if they had filled it to maximum. The tanks, basically. So thank the gods they didn't do that. Otherwise, there would have been hell to pay. The explosion would have been much bigger. Maybe spectacular as well. But I'm very proud of SpaceX right now. Now I'm going to show you the header tank that failed. For those who are interested, yeah, basically, you see, I'm an anti-Trump anyway, so yay, I'm a social democrat, I hate Trump. But irrelevant. I'm going to show you guys the header tank and all that for SN8. Yeah? So this is the tank that failed. Everything rest was fine. And if they can fix a pressure failure, then I'm certain that SN9 will absolutely succeed. I'm hoping right now. So I do understand where this is all going and stuff like that, you know. They used both both header tanks. They used liquid oxygen and methane for the landing burn. They used these two header tanks, I think. But anyway, I'm not exactly sure which tanks they used. But anyway, the only thing that failed here is the methane tank. The header tank, yes. And this is about it, to be honest. So And also some more interesting stuff. I'm watching SN9 right now. If you haven't seen it before, it's basically still working. Nice. But anyway, if you guys are excited for SN9, I'm very too. So Merry Christmas to you guys, and wherever you are in the world, I'm in Sweden besides, have a safe flight. Have a safe holidays, yeah? And don't let any rockets fall onto your head. So, go SpaceX, and go team. Yeah.